Hey guys, it's Bob from Michigan Machinists. Today I'm filling in for Ryan. He's got a doctor appointment, so you're stuck with me. But we're gonna go through our vise stops, how we manufacture them from start to finish. And if you like our content, like and subscribe, man.
How's it going, guys? I'm Alec from Michigan Machinist. I'm gonna show you a little bit about our next project we're gonna be working on. So we're making some stops. Basically, we're gonna touch both ends of some stock. We're gonna throw a chunk of material in a vise and machine out everything to where when we pull it out, it's done. So I'd create a couple of tool paths here, some slots. Not too crazy, a couple tools I'll show you. We got a little, similar to like a key cutter to do our under bottom chamfer, which you'll get into when we start making the part. I selected all my tool paths already, chose my tools. I'm gonna show you a little bit of a op simulation of what happens. So the blue simulates our stock. Each red is our jaws in the vise, so that way we can make sure when we're doing our bottom chamfer on the bottom side of this, we don't run into our jaw, we don't want to ruin our tool. So yeah, we'll get going on that. Basically, we're going to touch each end in a slot. Speed this up a touch. And we're going to chamfer both top and bottom. Here's the bottom chamfer working right now. Go in each slot, chamfer that one, go to the next one. And then when it's done with the last one on the opposite end, we're going to engrave some cool little logo in the middle. Speed that up for you. And there you have it. So I'll hand it off to Bob and give him a program and see if he can break some tools and melt some metal.
Alec just gave me a program, so I got to do something now. So let's get started. Very important. This is how I start any project. Well, that's a brewing. Let's go see what he gave me. I gave Alec an idea, dimensions, and how big I wanted to make this, and he modeled something up, drew it up, wrote a program, and we're gonna fire it up in this machine. So I got two programs on here because we made custom jaws to do this one part. So I'm gonna set my tools. The jaws are already in here, and basically they're as long as our part because we wanna hold them the whole way. So we just took some stock from the shelf, cut some up and machine it ourselves, the bolt holes and the step we wanted. And now I'm gonna look at the tools and do a setup on this like we did the ones before. So I just pulled up this tool, which is 17, and it's an engraving tool, kind of etches things, and it's already in the machine. So this one's already been taught off of my 4.5 inch. And now I'm gonna go to my tool 18. So I'm gonna talk it as I do it. I switch it to MDI, gives me a blank screen. M6, tool 18, into block, insert, throws it up, and I'm gonna hit it. It's a carousel too, or side tool changer, excuse me. So there's nothing in there, but the machine thinks it's got 18. In 18, he's calling up for a 1/2 inch finished end mill. So I had already found the end mill, it's already in the holder, looks pretty good. So we're gonna set the tool height on this. So switch it to handle, come over here, and this machine, it's a beast, but I don't like it because I'm old and you're always reaching in.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Because this thing's so huge. The small Yami over there, everything's right there. You just kind of, if you want to get inside here and show the boxways on this baby, see how wide there? This thing's got dual boxways on it. It's made for beef. So, I'm just gonna get ready, set a couple tools, clear spot on my table. Grab my 4.5 inch block. I always wipe it with my hand, right? make sure there ain't nothing on there. All right, that's my spot. I'm calling good. So I never come down on top of the block, right? As soon as you get on top of the block, you break your cutter, junk. So you always go lower than the block and you slide the block. That's why we have two. So that's why we're sliding. We're gonna teach you a little bit while you're doing this. And again, I'm raising the Z up with my one hand, and I'm gonna call that good. So we're gonna set that tool. Which tool is that? It's tool 18, man. All right. So I'm on my tool page. It only goes down to 16. So I got page down, find my 18. All right, there's my 18. This is my machine and this is what I want it to be. I'm gonna hand type this in. So minus 19.8543 input. Boom, bada boom. That one's good. So it's as simple as that. It's numbers. The machine don't care about numbers. You don't care about numbers. Whatever number it's reading, that's the number you retype in for your Z. It's not rocket science, guys. Sorry. It's not though. All right, this one's set. I already pre-grabbed this other one, and this is a little funky deal. It's kind of a 45. It's gonna be our deburr tool for when we're reaching down, it's gonna deburr on the bottom side. So that one's tool 21. So I'm gonna go back into MDI, M6, tool 21, end of block, insert, it's there. It should do a tool change, and I have to drink some coffee. Ponder life's greatest mysteries. You know what I'm saying? Tool 21. I gotta switch the handle to handle. And let's come back down. We're getting good at this. Boom, bada boom. All right. Here we go again. All right, I'm gonna call that. So, go back to my settings page, tool 21, come down to tool 21, look at my machine Z. It's gonna be minus, of course, 20.0033. Double check it, double check that input, make sure that matches, and it does. I'm actually working today. Damn, I gotta slow down. All right. Those tools are set, and I got a tool 20, which is top chamfer, which is always already in there because we use it quite a bit. So my tools for this one part are set. So we're gonna show you how we pick up our coordinates. And Alec told me. So he's written down here, says, hey Bob, could you please have X and Y exactly in the center of the part. It says that. And it also has a middle finger. Hey, what's with the middle finger, man? Huh? All right, let's get this thing out of the way. So I'm gonna grab a spare where I know there's an empty tool in, and that's tool 1. What am I putting in? M6 tool 1 end of block, insert, hit the green go-go button. Wake me up before you go. Bam! We're getting good at this. How are you guys doing today? Huh? All right. So I'm gonna put in a chuck. All right, guys, we're gonna be machining this bar stock, and it's 1018. It's 1 inch by 1 1/4 by about 12 inches long. I know what you're thinking, but no. So Alex's program is in the center of the part, so it's basically right here. So these are the jaws we custom made, and what I want to do is we want to go all the way around the part. So we got this other stop set up here, which is amazing, and I just put a 2-inch 1-2-3 block in there, tighten the jaw, pull this out, and I'm close enough because we're machining some stock off of here. It doesn't have to be exact because we have the part is longer than what we need so that we can clean up all the way around. So now we got to pick up and find center. So usually what we do with that is walk around the shop and find my edge finder. Except for I know where one is because someone used it over there. Anyway, see this? That's old man reaching in. So this is just like an email or something. They have digital ones. They have probes. For what we're doing, I'm using an edge finder. And basically what I'm doing is this tip is on a spring, right? And we spin this, and when it hits the edge, it kind of kicks off. So I'm gonna turn the spindle on. And do that, I gotta type in a code, which is M3S950 in the block, insert. So M3 turns the spindle on, I'm gonna go 950 RPM. And again, I can control this machine moving within tenths. You know, a thou, your hair is 3/1000ths. So slice that 3 times, I can adjust this machine just with this handle, that close. So we're gonna pick up an edge. So if you can see that, I'm gonna over exaggerate it, see how it kicks? So the moment it kicks, it found the edge. Right there. So I'm gonna bring my Z up. And that tip is 200,000ths. And again, it's just math. So right in the center of that tip is how far? 200 and half is 100, right? So we're gonna move 100 this way. And that tells me the center line of that spindle is right on the edge of that part. So I come in here and do some coordinates, and that is 1.25 inches width, and I want to be half of that, which is 625, right? Whatever. So same kind of page, but work coordinates. Now I've already set this, so I'm not gonna reset all this, but you pick up your edge and you can put your coordinates in this page. And right now you guys are seeing 2 vices. We got 2 different fixture offsets here. We got a G54 and a G55. And all that means is it could be G bananas and G apples over here. It doesn't matter the language or the numbers, they're just 2 different fixtures. And I'm telling it to start in 2 different positions on 2 different programs. So a little in depth there, you'll get it later on. All right, we are using G54 at that one. And again, like one of my previous videos, we want to know the difference between 4.5 inches and the top of the part we're machining. And what this one is 0.860. So we've already put that in there, so it knows all these tools that are in here, 4.5, comes up 860 to start my program. And we're gonna be ready to start this part. And hopefully Alex's program doesn't blow stuff up. I'm not saying it would. Man, he hears everything. We're gonna kick this edge finder out. We're gonna put the coolant on and we're gonna run this program and see what she looks like. you need to skim through your programs, right? So when you're first starting out on this stuff, every line means something. It's telling the machine to do something. Now when they're G3, right, it's doing some kind of arc. A lot of you guys aren't gonna understand those, but you can see speeds and feeds and X moves and fixture offsets, and you just kind of page through it, and it looks like you're doing something. And you can scratch your head and whatever. But actually, it gets you familiar with the code. So, I already done it, looks good. We're gonna press the go-go button.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo.
After it comes off the CNC, this is pretty much what it looks like, but we gotta go on the knee mill and put the 2-inch holes in, and I'll show you how we do that. But first, let's go spy on Ben, man. How's it going, Benjamin? What we working on in here?
We're trying to get a plastic piece cut through the 3D printer.
Oh, we're gonna do some 3D printing. Kind of cool. All right, man. He's Grizzly Man today. He rides his bike for the next 2 months, man. So, awesome. Maybe we'll show you that 3D stuff. It's probably a bike part. I'm telling you, it ain't we don't have no project to 3D print. Ben's printing freaking some bicycle pedals or some shit, you know? Don't let them fool you. All right, this is the Vise Stop from Bawnco. All we're doing is putting in, we got a couple 3/8 taps on the ends we do, and this is how we do it. For right now, this is our setup. Don't laugh at it, but it's quick and easy. So the knee mills, like a Bridgeport, this thing's so long, you're standing up here, screw that. We overhang it off the table with an angle plate. We're gonna end up mounting a small vise up here. And you can cock this thing, spin it, and bring the ram out so we can do it. So I've already done it. We're just gonna be in the center here, and it's just a couple 3/8 taps. So, wait, what? Maybe I did. I meant to move the machine into a position. How about that? All right. So what's the size drill we're gonna use for a 3/8 16? Anyone? 5/16. So, does anyone think I've been working too hard today, besides me? Nobody wants to answer that? Fine. You're fine. I've only had 3 people go blind on me before. That's no big deal. And that's only, you know. All right. So I got this. So it's just high range, low range. And I got me some tapping juice here. And it's easy peasy like that, man. I'm gonna bury that sucker. Not really. I always coast on the way down. It's easier on the tap. Come back up. And that baby's done, man. That end, I'm gonna do the opposite to the other side. Right? Same thing. We're gonna have our 2 tapped holes. That's how it's done, boys and girls. We're gonna set up on the sidearm for the stop. We already did the long one. So, let's get to it. let's get to it. So I got two different vices set up and we're doing them separately, but we could link them together and just walk away and we come done. We have a pair, really a whole set of the stops we're doing. So same kind of thing. I'm not gonna go over all this. It's a 2-inch block in here. Clamp that baby. And again, it's not perfect because we got material on both sides. So this one's a little less machining. The slot is smaller. I'm gonna show you a finished part because I already kind of did one. I got here earlier. So this is what we're doing, man. Basically a slot, a tapped hole, but again, we're doing the length, chamfering them. Here's one on a vise. This is a whole assembly, guys. Right? So here's our back rail. Here's our side rail, and you have all this adjustment. This is actually one I made years ago. I was making a couple different, this is a long version of what I was making. Back in '94 is when I made this one. They just don't go bad. So it inspired me to, like, every place I've ever been, don't have these stops. They have some rinky-dink or clamp style, and these things are just beefy, so why not give back to these guys?